Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Des ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. This is essentially going to be the last track on the record. We've been listening to the Return of the Space Cowboy. It's going to be a B-side, such as I think we're entering the space of like additional bonus material. A lot of live recordings, which we're not going to listen to. We're not too fussed on that. Even though it would be fascinating to see the quality of the live recordings they have on the record. It's just not for reaction purposes. Space Clav is track 17. Let's go. Goes out to Mo, recommended us on the Patreon. Space Clav, perhaps, you know? Put some respect on Jamiroquai. What a band there. We'll finish this off with my final thoughts on this record. Alright? That timing. Bum. Ba-dum ba ba-dum bum. Bum bum. Awkward as hell following them chord timings. Ba 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 da bum. Come on. Canned Heat, that's a great number, that. Ba 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 da bum. Bum bum bum. Ba 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 da bum. Ba 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 da bum. Them lot were jamming. Them lot were jamming. What can be said? What can be said? They were jamming out. They were jamming out. Ba 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 da bow. Boom, boom, boom. And then we had that tinging. What was that tinging? Ding, ding. That high frequency ting we had ringing off. Good little number. That was Space Clav, Space Clav. That was an instrumental to finish this record off. Definitely a great jam. Someone in the comment section says this is the definition of progression, progressive. Most definitely, yeah. Progress. I mean, all of Jamiroquai's numbers progress. You know, they incorporate a little bit more, even though it's subtle and sure, and that's good songwriting. That's a necessity. You know, we don't want to just hear the same old thing. We'll get bored. We need progression in the music, even if it's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Let's finish this record off with a final review. I'll rate out of 10, and I will see you there. Yes, now bless now, people. I'm slowly getting lower and lower as the night progresses. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We just listened to The Return of the Space Cowboy by the one, the only Jamiroquai. It was recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Mo. Thank you very much for that, Mo. Where do we start? So, we listened to Traveling Without Moving first and foremost, the other album. I don't know which one came where in the discography. I did know when we listened to Traveling Without Moving, but I've forgotten by now. Let me just say, this album is not as good. It's not as good as Traveling Without Moving. It feels like that other record had more of a pop value. Although it was quite worldly, you know, it still had the same sort of vast ideas. This one, a bit more progressive. The song lengths are longer. Correct me if I'm wrong. We might have a few less tracks on here, though, to sort of, you know, even it out a little bit. But overall, I felt the other album was better. Now, that's not to completely crap all over this record, because I did enjoy it. Just, I felt like it was missing the hook value. I felt like it was missing some of the, you know, pop star quality the other record had. Still, with that being said, the craft, the musicianship, the instrumentation, the quality of the music, absolutely pristine, fantastic, really good, man. This band probably, like, as far as like actually good musicians, you could argue like in the top 5 of artists I've listened to on this channel across the years, man. Most definite. Some good tunes on here. Great remix of Space Cowboy, which I'm sure was a B-side on the record, but 21 tracks on this playlist. We didn't listen to the live ones. The production gave this record justice. Bass line, incredible. Guitar work, not the forefront as it was on the other record. This band's unique in the fact that I know, like, funk-adjacent bands, they don't tend to rely on the guitar work as much as they do the rhythm, because it's all the rhythmic element. But yeah, once again, we can't comment too heavily on the guitar work because it's not that important. It's honestly not that important. The synths in the mid-frequency are more important. The brass in the mid-frequency on this record is more important than the guitar work. Drumming, incredible as always, tight as nails, super tight. In the last record, a little bit more emphasis on the hi-hat work, not as much so on here, a little more variation, bit more of a broader spectrum of experimentation, in my personal opinion, which wasn't a detriment. And man, yeah, really good. I really enjoyed the record. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think it could be an acquired taste. I think I could possibly raise it to a 7 if I familiarised myself with this, because there was such sort of like a distinct lack of hooks, really. You know, instrumentally we were cycling through great melodic ideas and rhythmic ideas, but as far as like vocally speaking, as far as like pop chorus speaking, there was a lack of hooks, which, you know, has it hit you like a truck from the get-go? This would be a little more of an acquired taste. Listen to it over a few times. I said respectfully during my listen through, this is like respectfully good as background music, because it sets an atmosphere, it sets a tone. A lot of it isn't so overt that you have to pay attention, more so that you can just enjoy, you know, the fantastic colour and instrumentation you're hearing, which is really good news. And that's all I've got to say, really. Jamiroquai, what a great vocalist, some great lyrical content. Half the Man, fantastic lyrical content, really good. Felt a little bit of a Sade emphasis from time to time in the soulful and sophisticated atmosphere that was set. And on that note, I'm signing out, people. One love.